Welcome, and thank you for joining us on this solemn July 5th. Today, we pause to remember and honor extraordinary individuals whose lives, though recently concluded, continue to resonate deeply within our collective memory. They were pillars in their fields, voices that shaped discourse, and spirits that inspired countless others. As we reflect on their legacies, we invite you to consider the profound impact one life can have.
Each person we commemorate today left an indelible mark, not just through their public achievements, but through the very essence of who they were. Their stories are a tapestry of dedication, challenge, and enduring influence. Let us begin with a figure whose voice reached millions, a man of profound faith and undeniable charisma.
Jimmy Swaggart. Born in 1935 in Faraday, Louisiana, into a family deeply rooted in Pentecostal ministry, he was destined for the pulpit. His cousins, Jerry Lee Lewis and Mickey Gilley, found fame in music, but Swaggart chose a different stage, the revival tent and, eventually, the television screen. By the 1980s, his Jimmy Swaggart Ministries broadcast reached millions globally, making him one of the most prominent televangelists of his time. His fiery sermons, passionate piano playing, and unwavering conviction captivated audiences.
He preached a message of salvation and repentance with an intensity that was both captivating and, at times, controversial. His ministry wasn't just about sermons. It was a sprawling empire encompassing a Bible college, a record label, and a vast publishing house. He often spoke with a raw honesty, believing in the power of direct communication. As he once said, "The only hope for this nation is a spiritual awakening." His words, delivered with his signature fervor, inspired many to seek a deeper spiritual connection.
We believe in miracles. We believe that God is able to do all things. We believe that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. We believe in the power of Almighty God. We believe Jesus is coming again. We believe that heaven's doors are about ready to open. We believe in God saving souls and healing the sick and baptizing believers with the Holy Spirit. We believe that. Glory be to God.
However, his journey was not without profound challenges. Public scandals in the late 1980s involving moral failings led to a dramatic fall from grace, a moment that shook the world of televangelism. Despite the controversies, Swaggart continued his ministry, albeit on a smaller scale, for decades, maintaining a loyal following. His life was a testament to both the heights of spiritual influence and the depths of human frailty. He passed away on June 25, 2025, leaving behind a complex legacy of faith, fame, and redemption.
From the fervent world of evangelism, we turn to a shepherd of a different flock, a man whose quiet dedication and profound wisdom guided a diocese for many years. Bishop Carl F. Mengeling. Born in 1930 in Hammond, Indiana, Bishop Mengeling's path led him to the priesthood, ordained in 1957. His early ministry included parish work and teaching, laying the groundwork for a life of service.
In 1996, he was appointed the 4th Bishop of Lansing, a role he embraced with humility and unwavering commitment. His episcopal motto, "Thy will be done," encapsulated his life's philosophy, a profound submission to divine purpose. During his tenure, Bishop Mengeling focused on strengthening Catholic education, fostering vocations, and promoting evangelization within the diocese. He was known for his gentle demeanor, his intellectual rigor, and his deep pastoral care for his flock.
If you remember, the council was a big, long thing that went up like this.
In St. Peter's Basilica.
Yeah, and you had this big section here, and the stairs going up, and chairs all the way down like this.
Yep.
Yeah. We each of us had a section like that. In mine, there were 68 seats, and they had a little table in front of them, and they were in different levels going up, okay? And that was all on both sides.
And did bishops have the same, just out of curiosity, did bishops have a designated seat?
That's right.
With it? Okay.
That's right.
So where were your bishops from that you were looking after?
Most of them were from Hispanic places.
Right, okay.
There were 68 bishops in my section, and I had to be there, and I had to provide everything for each one of their stations, whatever documentations they need or equipment, and then you're there through the whole thing, because if they have a written message that they want sent to somebody way down over there, I had to deliver it or back and forth and provide the microphone if they were going to be on the mic at this point down below where they were. You know, that was huge. There were 4,000 bishops there. And now how they organized these bishops, it was by their age. The youngest ones were at the doors furthest from the baldacchino and where the cardinals were. And so I was about the third group up going forward. That was mine, and there were two before me. Like Karol Wojtyła, who was Bishop of Krakow in Poland, was one of the youngest bishops, and he was right at the door practically in that first one. See, in other words, that kept going on in seniority on both sides. The aisle is between them, so you got this bunch here, and you got these bunch here. You've seen pictures of that, haven't you?
How did you feel being there and essentially, not that the church is solely the episcopate, of course, but to see the global church gathered in one place in St. Peter's Basilica? What were your feelings being involved in that and seeing that firsthand?
Mine?
Yeah.
I thought it was liberating. But the main thing, and then they
in
had,
what way?
Well, the fact that everyone there was able to hear and listen and then participate in all of this, whatever was on the agenda for that day. But over on, way up toward the altar you had the long, it's a big table, like that over there, which was where the presidents of the Vatican Council sat. And that was right below the big baldacchino of St. Peter's, right way up the head of it all. And that's where they were. And then over on, and if you're facing this way, now my bishop's group was right over here, way back there somewhere. And then the rest of it just kept going. The cardinals were all in that last segment right over there. And then over there was a raised, elevated section. And from there, those people could observe the whole thing, and those were the members of the other Christian denominations. They were all in there. That was never done before, ever.
So as somebody who was there firsthand, and we're now more than half a century on, how would you describe the vision? If you were to crystallise the vision of the Second Vatican Council, how would you describe it? And as a scorecard, how have we got on in the intervening decades in making that vision a reality?
You've got two very important observations or questions there. But from the start, the whole point of it was to reactivate our understanding and our appreciation and the mission of the church in terms of the whole content of the faith. And that was what they did from 62 to 65. That's what they did. They went through everything. Liturgy was one thing, Catholic education was another, and that was in tremendous detail to freshen up our understanding of these things and the practicality of what are you going to do with it now, and so forth. And that was like there was a whole thing about priesthood, for example, and or religious life, and well, you name it. But it was everything. It was a kind of not just a review, as if we were outsiders examining some building somewhere, No, it was a deeply seated, personal, sacramental grasp again of who Christ is, what Christ taught, and what the church teaches, and what the whole life of the church is, and what is the centrality, let's say, of the Eucharist, for example, and right down the line, everything. And they did it beautifully. Now, if you look at the beautiful documents, and I listened to much of that. Now, I wasn't there for the last two sessions at all. I had to leave. But if you read the documents, they're magnificent, they're powerful. But see what happened, as soon as the council is done, then the maniacs got a hold of it all. Yeah.
In what way?
In changing things and misinterpreting things and deciding we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And we had about thousands of men left the priesthood, and thousands of religious that no longer taught in the schools, and so they had a whole new idea of what their vocations were. Totally contrary to what the documents, let's say, on religious life or on the priesthood or on Catholic education. The hell with that, you know.
So which documents or which areas of the Second Vatican Council do you feel were most misinterpreted and misapplied by as you?
Those were.
Okay.
Plus, I think the other one was on the liturgy, what they did with the Mass. And that's still going on. And you still have nutty ones that are doing all kinds of nutty stuff. But it was like a plague back in the 60s, and especially to 1968, when the whole world was in revolution, and when the Pope came out with Humane Vitae.
He often emphasized the importance of prayer and community. In his own words, reflecting on his calling, he once shared, "The greatest joy of being a priest is to bring Christ to the people and the people to Christ." His leadership was marked by a steady hand and a clear vision, navigating the challenges of a modern church with grace and conviction. Even after his retirement in 2008, he remained an active and beloved presence in the diocese. Bishop Carl F. Mengeling passed away on June 27, 2025, leaving a legacy of faithful service and spiritual guidance that continues to inspire.
Our journey of remembrance now leads us to the realm of academia, to a leader who shaped young minds and expanded horizons, Dr. James S. Vinson. Born in 1934, Dr. Vinson dedicated his life to education, culminating in his distinguished tenure as the 16th president of the University of Evansville from 1984 to 1999.
Under his leadership, the University of Evansville experienced significant growth and transformation. He was a champion of liberal arts education, believing deeply in its power to cultivate critical thinking and well-rounded individuals. Dr. Vinson was known for his approachable style, his genuine interest in students, and his tireless efforts to enhance the university's academic programs and facilities. He fostered an environment of intellectual curiosity and global engagement.
His passion for learning and exploration was infectious. As current University of Evansville President Christopher M. Pietruskiewicz noted upon his passing, Dr. Vinson's vision and leadership transformed the University of Evansville, leaving an enduring legacy of academic excellence and a deep commitment to student success. He understood that education was not just about acquiring knowledge, but about shaping character and preparing individuals for a lifetime of contribution. Dr. James S. Vinson passed away on June 29, 2025, remembered as a visionary educator whose impact continues to be felt in the lives of countless alumni and the fabric of the university he so dearly loved.
From the halls of academia, we transition to the cutting edge of technology and business, to a woman who broke barriers and led with innovation. K. Margaret Sallee. Born in 1958, K. Sallee carved out a remarkable career in the male-dominated field of information technology, rising to become a highly respected chief information officer.
Her career included significant roles at major corporations, most notably as the Chief Information Officer for Phillips 66. In this capacity, she was responsible for guiding the company's technological strategy and ensuring its digital infrastructure was robust and forward-thinking. Kay was renowned for her strategic vision, her ability to simplify complex technical challenges, and her exceptional leadership skills. She was a true pioneer, demonstrating that talent and determination could overcome any obstacle.
Kay was not just a leader in technology. She was a mentor and an inspiration to many, particularly women aspiring to careers in STEM. She believed in empowering her teams and fostering a collaborative environment. While specific quotes from her professional life are not widely publicized, her actions spoke volumes about her philosophy, a relentless pursuit of excellence and a commitment to leveraging technology for business success. She was recognized by IBM for her contributions, a testament to her influence in the industry. K.M. Sallee passed away on June 30, 2025, leaving behind a legacy of innovation, leadership, and a path paved for future generations in technology.
Our next tribute takes us to the heart of local news and community spirit, to a voice that became synonymous with Baltimore, Roblin. Born in 1947, Roblin was a beloved fixture on WBAL-TV, where he served as a dedicated and iconic reporter for decades.
Roblin was more than just a journalist. He was a storyteller who connected deeply with the people and pulse of Baltimore. His reports were known for their warmth, wit, and genuine empathy. He had a knack for finding the human interest in every story, whether it was breaking news or a feature on a local hero. His distinctive voice and engaging delivery made him instantly recognizable and trusted by viewers across the region.
Welcome to the Clobber Zone.
Rob Roblin, he's been here since his hair was red, not platinum. He's reported literally thousands of stories, and here are just a few of our faves.
Where are you, Charlie? Come here, Charlie. Hey, Charlie! Oh, there you are.
This is the Bayside Beach community, and the wind's right in my face. Steve's been here 16 years, and I don't know what the wind is. I have no idea, but it's starting to stick.
On the inlet, and you can see how strong the wind's blowing. The water, when it hits you in the face, it just stings. But it's not just the water. It's also the sand.
For the people who have stayed here and decided to stay here, the decision has already been made. It's practically too late to leave Ocean City at this point.
They want to know when you're going to start the muskrat.
Is it rabbit or is it rat?
Yeah, he's a rat. Ain't no short doubt about that, buddy.
How are they, ma'am?
Very good.
Be it rat or rabbit, those who come to Marietta say there is nothing better.
Beyond his reporting, Roblin was deeply involved in the community, perhaps most famously as a longtime participant and advocate for the Maryland State Police Polar Bear Plunge, raising millions for Special Olympics. He truly embodied the spirit of Baltimore. As he once eloquently put it, Baltimore is a city of neighborhoods, and each one has its own story to tell. My job was to help tell those stories. His dedication to shedding light on the lives of everyday people and his unwavering commitment to his community made him a true local legend. Rob Roblin passed away on July 1st, 2025, and his memory will forever be intertwined with the heart of Baltimore.
Finally, we turn to the silver screen, to an actor whose presence commanded attention and whose performances left an indelible mark on cinematic history, Michael Madsen. Born in 1957 in Chicago, Madsen cultivated a distinctive career, often portraying intense, enigmatic, and sometimes menacing characters.
He became a cult icon through his collaborations with Quentin Tarantino, delivering unforgettable performances as Mr. Blonde in Reservoir Dogs and Bud in Kill Bill. His ability to convey complex emotions with a minimalist style, often through a single glance or a quiet word, made him a compelling and unique talent. Beyond the tough guy persona, Madsen was also a poet and a photographer, revealing a deeper, more introspective side to his artistry.
High Sierra with a Humphrey Bogart. And, I was a little kid, and so I didn't understand, what I was looking at, but it's a black and white movie. And I thought Bogart I must have been, 11 years old, 11 or 12 years old. But he was so, I realized later why people would go to see a Bogart picture. Because it wasn't so much about the material or the story, it was him. They wanted to see him in what other circumstance. Because any other actor in some of those movies, it wouldn't have worked, and no one would have cared. I thought Jimmy Cagney had the same thing. And I remember seeing Angels with Dirty Faces. And there's a scene at the end where he's in the electric chair. And the priest comes to see him in prison before he goes to the chair. Because Cagney's a gangster in the movie. And there's all these young kids that are kind of like hoodlum kids. And during the movie, they all think that Rocky Sullivan is this really cool guy. They all want to be like him. But now that he's going to the electric chair, the priest comes to see Jimmy and he says, I want you to be scared. When they pull the lever, you got to be scared. And he says, fuck you, I ain't going to do that. And he says, you got to do it for the kids, When he goes to the chair, there's this horrendous sound of this horrible moaning and crying that Cagney does. You don't kill me, and they pull the switch. And so the end of the film, you're left with the question, was he really scared? Was Rocky Sullivan, did he turn chicken on an electric chair? Or did he pretend to do it? Because he wanted the boys to grow up and not be like him, And I love that. It was so dynamically dramatic to me as a little boy that you could have that question, in an acting performance. I thought, man, I'd love to do that. I'd love to be able to generate an idea, something noble like that in a movie format, in LA. And he just bought another one, the Vista. And he's turned them into the way that movie theaters were once upon a time.
He approached his craft with a raw honesty, often speaking about the challenges and realities of the acting profession. He once shared his philosophy on acting, stating, I just try to be honest. I try to be real. I try to be myself. His sister, Virginia Madsen, beautifully articulated his essence, saying, he's a very sensitive, very sweet, very artistic, very creative guy. Michael Madsen's filmography is a testament to his versatility and his enduring appeal as a character actor. He passed away on July 3, 2025, leaving behind a body of work that will continue to be studied and admired by film enthusiasts for generations.
On this July 5th, we have journeyed through lives that touched millions, inspired many, and left legacies that continue to shape our world. From the spiritual leader to the academic visionary, the tech pioneer to the beloved reporter, and the unforgettable actor, each of these individuals, in their unique way, contributed to the rich tapestry of human experience.
Their passing, so close together, serves as a poignant reminder of the fleeting nature of life and the enduring power of impact. May their stories continue to inspire us to live with purpose, to pursue our passions, and to leave our own positive mark on the world.
Thank you for joining us in this moment of remembrance.